Good day, everybody, and welcome back to the dark side. This is part 5 and the final part of the Evil Craft mod. Today, we are going to have a look at some miscellaneous items, some useful items, and some not so useful items. But let's get into it. So, the first thing we're going to look at is the environmental accumulation core. You get that from breaking the environmental accumulator, and essentially what this is used for is only crafting the sanguinary environmental accumulator, which is the core with Garmonbosia, blood infusion core, 4 cobblestone, and 2 iron blocks. This allows you to kind of make this more portable, building your own one from scratch. And as you see, you'll place it, and on 8 spots around it, you're going to get this little smoke effect. Now you're going to place your dark tanks there, fill it up with blood, and inside it will work exactly the same as the normal one does, except you're going to put the items inside instead of throwing it on top of it. Then we're going to look at the upgraded sanguinary pedestal, which is this normal pedestal with 5 dark power gems and a dark power gem block. This increases the efficiency of blood collection from this, speeding up the amount of blood you get from mobs killed on top of it. Looking at some extra recipes here, we're going to look at the blood potash, which is bone meal using 800 blood, which is double the bone meal effect. Coal turns into blood waxed coal, which is double the burning capacity and uses 375 millibuckets. A potentia sphere turns into an ender pearl using 2000. A gas tier turns into a corrupted tier, which is a crafting ingredient later on, which is 10k. Redstone lapis and glowstone dust around a slime ball like this gives you the potential sphere there. And then if you take that potential sphere surrounded by dark gems, it will give you the inverted potential, and put that inside of the sanguinary environmental accumulator during a thunderstorm, and it will give you the empowered inverted potential using 60,000 millibuckets of blood. And then this is another crafting ingredient later on to make the weapons. You can use rotten flesh and Garmonbosia to make rejuvenated flesh, which you fill with blood and it becomes a food source. Now, if you take a dark block, it will turn into a burning gem, which can also be used in later crafting recipes. And then getting to the first of our actual demonstrations is going to be the blood pearl of teleportation. Now this is crafted with 5 ender pearls and 4 dark power gems. You fill this up with blood and it functions as an ordinary ender pearl, except it uses blood instead of using up the ender pearl. So this is very useful if you want to teleport around a lot. Then we're going to look at the primed pendant. Now we have another pendant that we looked at in a previous one that removes negative effects. Now this one has the same crafting recipe except a Garmonbosia in the center. And essentially what this does is you open up the inventory, put in the potion of your choice. This can be a modded potion as well, and it will give you that effect as long as the blood lasts inside of it. Then we get to the Purifier, which, as I have mentioned before, you can remove enchantments from items using this mod. You will need your enchanted item, a book, and then crafting yourself the Purifier, which is 2 hardened blood shards, 4 dark gems, a dark block, and a blood infusion core. Now all you're going to do is you're going to place the enchanted item on there, place the book there, and fill it up with blood. And after a few seconds, you will get your unenchanted item and the enchantment book back. Then looking at the entangled chalices, each of these recipes will give you 2, so that's 6 gold, 2 dark gems, and a corrupted tear in this formation. And what this does is if you put fluid in the one, it goes into the other and vice versa. So this is an easy way to move fluids between different areas as these two are linked. Then looking at the gemstone torch, it's crafted with a burning gemstone that we crafted earlier and a dark stick. This will prevent any spirits from spawning around you. So if you are using the cursed pickaxe that we covered in the last part, this can help vengeance spirits not spawn while you're using it. Then to craft the kineticator, you're going to need a diamond, a blood orb, blood infusion core, 2 dark sticks, and 2 gold ingots. Now for this one, it's not the most useful if you have a lot of other mods. It just acts as a magnet for items. The Mace of Distortion is crafted using 2 dark sticks, dark power gems, and an inverted potentia. Now for that, we're going to come over to our demonstration area. We're going to get ourselves a test subject. As you'll see, you hold it in and it throws them in the air. Very useful if you have hordes of mobs coming after you. Uh, oh, and it can also be set to different power levels by shift right clicking. The higher the power level, of course, the more blood it will use. Then our Necromancer staff is a dark stick, an inverted potentia, 2 spikes, 2 dark power gems, and any mob head. To demonstrate this as well, we are going to have our friend here. And as soon as you hit a mob with that, it will spawn a horde of monsters to attack them for you. The horde is not permanent. As you can see, they can't get to them now because of our barrier stones here, but they will attack mobs for you. Then the Mace of Destruction, I am not going to demonstrate close by. You might want to take this away from your base before using it. But it also has power levels by shift clicking it like the other one, except this time, instead of flinging them into the air, it causes a massive explosion that kills a lot of things. So it is very powerful. You just don't want to set this thing off in your base. You will regret it. And that is it for the base items that could be useful in this mod. Now just for some interjections into other mods like blood magic, which is the bound blood drop, which you get from the weak blood orb in the blood infuser at least gold level using 10,000 millibuckets of blood. This will allow you to kind of link these two mods by allowing you to use the different types of blood interchangeably. I will show you how you can do that because once you shift click with this, it is bound to your blood network. Once we get to the quality of life demonstration there, I will show you more. Then for Tinkers, you get the veined scribing tool, which is a blood orb, a glass bottle, and a feather. And this is the same as a normal inscribing tool, except you can refill it with blood at any of your machines. Now for quality of life, I just set up this for a demonstration on how you can optimize your blood network using other mods. So setting this up at your spawner, you'll see we have the sanguinary pedestal, the spiked plate to kill them, the dark tank to collect it, and then the dark tank is set to auto drain into an ender tank. Now this ender tank links to this ender tank, which goes into a black hole tank. Now what you can do with this kind of setup is have all your spawners feed into the same one. So as you'll see, I have one of these set up for all of the fluids I use and the majority of items that I get in abundance. So I would have a system for input and output for these, meaning that I would have red, red, red on all the blood inputs at the spawners, and then red, red, orange at all the outputs where we actually use blood. So there are multiple ways that you can chunk load these things in Minecraft. So try to get them all in a single chunk to load that so that you can get blood anywhere you want. And then on the other side, wherever you want it, you will have your setup like this with all your blood machines. And let me just have the output there, feeding into all your machines using any method that you deem fit, like pipes or so on. And that will make your life so much easier because as you'll see, in my personal world, there is 49 million millibuckets of blood that I have collected that can be used in multiple different ways, um, just from AFKing at spawners and so on. It is just efficient to collect blood while collecting the mob drops. So that brings us to the end of Evilcraft. Please let me know if there are any other mods that you want me to cover that you think are interesting and that you think would make an interesting video and walkthrough to make, and I will get on that as well. I hope you learned something new and saw how useful and fun this mod can actually be. Please let me know if there are any other questions you have, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.